Thank you for joining us. Now, this is pretty special because you're the first person from our prep school that I've interviewed. So we're up to you'll be episode number 8.
Okay.
So there's been 7 staff, and some of those have then really worked across both campuses, but you're our first standalone prep staff member. So creating your own little bit of history now.
Okay.
5 years. So podcasts go everywhere. We'll go absolutely everywhere, wherever the conversation takes us. But thank you for joining us, Kerrie.
Thank you for having me.
Very well-respected, highly regarded member of our staff and our leadership team, of course. And you're going to hate starting like this, but congratulations. You won a very significant award on Friday night. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about that. So let the listeners know what the award was and how it came about and what it was like to win it.
Okay. Well, it was the inaugural Anglican Schools Ascent Awards, and that was held at St Margaret's. The gala dinner was held. So I was nominated by a staff member and then shortlisted and then made it to the finals. And the category was contribution to learning for senior leaders. So within that, Jeff and the team at Prep put together a really lovely submission, which they shared with me. Got quotes from the students and quotes from the teachers about some of the initiatives that I've developed at Prep and how I contribute to staff and their development and the outcomes for the boys. So it was very special.
And it was the only award out of the 10 categories related to school leaders, which I thought was amazing. So pressure on our community now. Our first finalist and our first finalist wins. We won. We had a few other nominations, but they weren't lucky enough to get through. So maybe next year for them. But congratulations. Amazing. It was a great night to be there. It was a great buzz in the room. It was a very, very special award. So well done. I guess, some valuable feedback from our community showed how respected you are and what you've done for us. So that's now
Hmm.
got to in the Anglican schools win their award amongst all the Anglican leaders. Let's go all the way back.
Right.
First name, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Sydney and
Yes, in Sydney.
in the St George area. So I was a St George supporter for a while. In Beverly Hills was the school in the area, and spent all my primary school years there, and used to walk to school like children don't these days, which was lovely because it was the local school, and absolutely loved school. Absolutely loved my Year 4 teacher in particular, who really, I think, gave me that passion for education. So he was a really special man. So he was lovely.
His name?
His name was Paul Murray.
Mr. Murray.
Mr. Murray.
Mr. Murray. So for the listeners, I think I know the answer to this, but what was Kerrie, wasn't Aquilina?
No,
It-
Kerrie Heaton.
Kerrie Heaton in Year 4. What was
Mhm.
she like in class?
Oh, she's always been a good girl at school.
Sitting out front,
Yes, I was always a good girl, which is really boring, I guess. But I just loved school. I loved everything about school. I loved the social aspect of school. Was involved in all the sport teams. I played softball. I played netball. I was, really engaged in that. But I was a good girl. It was important for me to do well in school. But it was also, I feel very fortunate that I was always grew up with a really nice group of friends at school as well, which is really key.
Definitely.
Yep.
Huge difference. We learned that during COVID.
Mm.
What was social skills.
Absolutely, we did.
We take that for granted. Mr. Murray, one thing he taught you outside of the classroom,
Yes.
what's a life skill or something you remember that you still carry with you?
He brought an amazing energy through his humour, and it's always resonated with me, and I hope that I've always been an educator that brought humour to the classroom as well, because that just stuck with me forever, the way he could teach us, but also be really a natural personality and just keep us laughing and being happy. It was a really happy place.
Not many teachers get to hear that.
No.
Sometimes for a teacher to hear the impact that they've had on a student,
Mm.
it does happen from time to time. And it's amazing those little things have been with you for life. So then it's you. You've got brothers and sisters.
I do. I'm the baby of
Baby.
I am now 3, so older brother and older sister.
And then mum and dad.
Mum and dad is still around.
And their names.
Val and Brian.
So Val and Brian, what were they doing in Sydney at St George, apart from supporting the Red V?
Mum was a stay-at-home mum, as often mums were back in those days, and dad was a plumber by trade, and then he became a TAFE teacher in plumbing as well.
He's like to be a plumber now.
I know, right? He'd be driving a very nice vehicle now if he was.
We heard about Mr. Murray. What's something something you took away from mum and dad?
Mum and dad have always taught me to be resilient. They've always taught me to how important family is. really close family. So, but they've also taught me that, it's okay to make mistakes and, you've got people around you to support you. And they've just, you know, again, I've come from a very happy family. So that's having a laugh is important as well.
That's it, mate. Happy family, happy school. As
Mm.
you said, podcast, we jump around. Let's talk about that for just a moment for the listeners, what you do every weekend with your family. Fast forward from primary school and back to now,
We have.
something you do as a family when you can.
Every Saturday morning, we do a family breakfast. So that's about 8 of us, 6 to 8 of us, whoever can be there, for various reasons, but pretty much always a core of 6 of us. And we go to family breakfast every Saturday morning, have done for 17 years now.
Well,
Yeah.
so special.
Yeah.
And I dare say not many things get in the way of that breakfast.
No.
If you're away, you probably still do breakfast.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes, you're right. We do.
Place.
We do. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about, let's jump back again because we taught primary school. You learn it. Mr. Murray had a big impact on your life. Mum and Dad taught you some great skills. High school.
Yep. I went
8 back then or
back grade 7. Sydney was grade 7. Yeah. So we had 7, all my education at Beverly Hills Girls High. So it was an all girls public school. And that was an interesting place. Like any high school, you had your challenges, your highs and lows. You had some not so nice people in that space in terms of, the group of bullies, I guess, for lack of a better word. And then you had some really lovely, I went through high school with a lot of my kindergarten friends. So we went all the way through. Yeah. So I've actually even got, some of those friendships have still lasted, which has been lovely.
Any of those go to the same university? Did you do the full?
We did actually, about 2 of us, 3 of us in total. Yes. So
Yeah.
I remember very well, actually. We did.
And a teacher at high school that had an impact on you?
Yes, his name was Mr. Semenik. He was my economics teacher. And again, he was just one of those men who really taught from the heart, really had a good sense of humour. Obviously, that's important to me.
Yeah.
And really,
You must have a good sense of humour. You sport, shut up.
I do.
We'll get to that.
Pretty sure you can't talk right now. No, and so that's important to me because it's, if you create that relationship in a classroom or even outside the classroom, and then you can sort of build that connection to somebody, and then you can have a laugh, and then you also know when it's time to get back to what you need to be doing.
I think senior students have always had this theory, anecdotal theory, that students do choose teachers, not subjects. It sounds really strange.
No, I agree.
Teacher teaches economics, I'm going to choose that. And then you naturally fall in love with the content. But it's because you'll do anything for that teacher.
That's right.
Teaching the graphics and still have the same
Yeah, that's true.
the desire for the subject. So HSC rolls around. Were you sort of driven by results, or were you driven by love and did subjects that you really enjoyed, or a bit of both?
A little bit of both. Loved English, always loved English. So obviously that was, and did extension English for that back at the time. So that was really important to me. Funny story, I had worked very hard through 11 and 12, got to year 12, external examiners back in the day, got my English exam done day 1, was not well, really, really sick, and then went up for the maths exam the next day, and the external examiner said, "You're going home," and I had glandular fever, and it was so bad, they actually sent me home. So
Hospitalised that?
no, but 3 months, almost bedridden 3 months. So it was not a good time in terms of that. But luckily, I had worked very hard.
So the internal results became.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, so luckily that was all.
So what happened? Did you get the average of your class in that subject? In economics, for example, were you awarded the average or just your internals or state average?
I think I was awarded all my internals because even in geography, I actually got the top 10% in the state based on my internals. So I was very lucky that I put the effort in and didn't just cram for an exam.
Message for any kid.
Yeah, don't just wait till the last minute. You never know what's going to happen.
So then you finish HSC, you're a pretty good student, no doubt. You probably had a few different options for study or work. Were you always education? Don't get that sort of idea of education.
It's quite funny because back in year 10, we had work experience. And by the time I got to the board, nothing on computer, back to the old board, had wanted to do banking and economics. And there were no positions left to go out for work experience for banking. So guess what was left? Teaching. I know. So I actually went back to my old primary school and did my work experience there. And from that moment on, it was education. Mm,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Which is sad because there's no time in the curriculum now for work
No,
experience. You have to do it in your own time. I've learned something today. You went to Beverly Hills High School.
I did.
So you are a deputy of our preparatory campus. Our former principal, Greg Lane,
Yes.
the Hollywood High.
Oh, really? That's so funny.
Simulators, we have Beverly Hills and Hollywood.
That's funny.
Oh, that is hilarious. Anyway, I digress. So then it was always teaching, no gap year, straight into uni.
Straight into uni. Yep.
And then a 3 or 4 year degree back then.
Back then it was a 3-year degree. Yeah. My principal before me would have been a 2-year degree.
Wow.
So very different times. Mm.
And then what are you doing outside of university? Are you a musician? Is it just
I danced. Yes. So I danced from the time I was 3 years old up until my mid-20s. I
talking forward dancing or
ballet, tap, jazz, contemporary. So, yes, at 7 days a week dancing.
you would have loved our musical.
Loved, absolutely loved it.
You should have had a cameo. Okay, so that's taking up a lot of time.
It was, but it's a passion.
Yeah.
So really important to have that passion that you follow. Yep.
And then when does dancing stop for you?
Mid-20s.
That's
Yeah, so right through. Yeah.
Ever competitions?
Lots of the Stedfords, lots of concerts.
Proudest moment on the stage.
I've been fortunate to dance with not as backup dancers, but do charity events and so on in my dancing over the years. And so a lot of people won't even know who this is, I guess, but we danced in a charity performance in George Street in Town Hall in Sydney with Peter Allen. So, and met him, and he was just the loveliest man. So, feel very fortunate to have been in a concert scenario like that. So it's very cool. Yeah.
Oh, so what age are you at that stage?
15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Peter Allen's probably in his prime.
He was. Yeah, he was.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
That's very, very cool. So then university rolls around, you're still dancing, you finish first teaching gigs.
Well, back in the day, it was there were no jobs in Sydney, so you had to go and just either do supply work or something else. So, and then have your name on the wait list. So I did sort of 2 years of supply teaching. Basically, I did blocks of teaching, all based in Sydney. I prided myself on going to any school that I was asked to go to. Some people would only just go in the local area. I went to over 100 different schools in Sydney, taught.
Tell me, where are we on the map here? How far north are you going?
I'm going across the bridge. I'm going out to Campbelltown. I'm going out to Camden, Campbelltown, going Liverpool, going down to probably no, not that far down, but I went to Helensburgh, that area, which is sort of halfway down the coast, and I would never refuse a day's work. So, yep, I did, but I had my book, which I still have to this day, and I would write down behavior management strategies, and probably my most interesting experience was I did 2 days a week for a period of weeks at the ED, which was the hearing impaired deaf school at Liverpool Public School, was an integrated. And so that was a few interesting weeks of my life as well.
That is amazing. So you go supply. Then when's the first job?
May. I got my first position in May in 1988 at Bankstown West, which is a very small public school. At 1 to 1.5 classes per grade.
How big are those classes?
30, yeah, sometimes 32, in a little old wooden building school. Very multicultural area, so lots of different takes on education, but really holds a special place in my heart. I think when you're in a school like that, you make massive connections to your staff because you've only got, so many staff. You've only got 220 children in the school. So.
Guessing you're not wearing your St. George or jersey. How you jumped across the canal. We'll get to that part. But Canterbury Bankstown, very heartland.
Yes, very, very, very. So yes, no, we never talk rugby league there.
No. So two things come into your life at that point. How did the Cronulla Sharks get into your life, having grown up around St. George?
Mhm.
When's the Cronulla Sharks into your life?
I moved to the Shire
When?
when I was year 11.
Okay, sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah.
The family moved down to Cronulla from St. George area.
Yes.
And sorry, am I getting my geography right there?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and then so you moved, and then you
Yeah,
took
I just
close up Cronulla
became a Shark supporter.
and Sharks supporter, no cheerleading into the frame.
In St. George, I was a junior St. George cheerleader.
I'd love to see that. But
No, I would no, no, I wouldn't. No, I did that, which was fun because my brother played football, so we were all involved in rugby league.
that's how the Sharkies enter your
Yes,
world.
yes,
Probably Andrew Eddinghausen's a young.
yes,
I was going to
yes.
ask you your favourite.
Yeah, loved him back then. Eddingshausen, yeah, he was really, really good. Yep.
Okay, so then Steve Rogers probably was it?
He was. He was.
Success.
Yeah. Well, Matty Rogers I was a big fan of his as well. Yeah.
Then you stay living in Cronulla, commuting into Bankstown. Is that, or did you?
Yes.
You-
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Did that for a long time.
What did you learn at that point around teaching? How far from the 10 out of 10 teacher that just won an award? Where's Kerrie at that point? 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10,
Well,
10 out of 10?
as far as teaching, I don't know. I'd like to think I was always a good teacher, 6, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I don't know. Just, I guess when you have a passion for something, you like to think you give your best to it. Never a 9 to 3 public school teacher.
Yeah.
Always.
So I just got up and you were in front of me.
Oh, really? Was
So just checking, just making sure this is still recording.
Okay.
By the way.
All right, good.
And welcome to my amateur podcast.
I love it. I love it. You can be the next Graham Norton.
Well, there you
You got it. You just need a red chair.
As long as the staff keep winning awards, it makes them look good. Let's keep doing it. So commuting into Bankstown, how many years contract's that?
13.
13.
Mm.
13 years.
Mm.
Okay, so you've got yourself well established. So you cut your teeth a little bit on supply work, learning cultures, schools,
Yes.
classroom teachers. You really found your feet at that point. When does Kerrie become Kerrie Aquilina?
9.
Your husband when?
8.
Quick turnaround. Those that don't know Kerrie, she has a work husband and a home husband named Jeff. So you met Jeff in 1988, year for Australia.
Yes, it was. It was. Yeah.
Big year for Kerrie as well.
Yeah, it was.
You're teaching at that point?
I am. Yes.
Are you teaching
At Bankstown West. Yep.
Okay. So life's pretty good. You structure a routine, then you
Mm-hmm.
meet the man you have breakfast with every.
I do. I did. Yep.
Beautiful daughters. So 88 to 89, quick turnaround.
It was. Engaged after 6 months and married at the end of a year. Yep.
Where'd you get married?
We got married in as an Anglican church in Hurstville in Sydney.
And Jeff grew up in
Sutherland in the Shire as well.
He did. So he was a shark.
He was a shy boy and a Sharkies man.
Soccer player.
Yeah.
Had a dance with a soccer player. So your girls must move well. Good genes. So,
Well, they were dancers too, so.
and so 13 years, is that interrupted at all with maternity leave?
Yes, it was actually. Yeah, it was. The girls were 1993.
So then families established,
Mm-hmm.
living in the Shire.
Mm-hmm.
When do you move to Queensland?
I moved to Queensland when the girls, I've lost track of the time, I think 2001.
And from Sydney straight to the Gold Coast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was a sea change? It was a plane move? Was it relocation?
We'd always loved living up here. About 2 years before we moved, we bought a house up here as an investment. And then Jeff was with Qantas for 17 years. So he was made redundant. They outsourced a whole lot of things there. And so that was our decision to go.
It's time to go. Let's make it Qantas. You get a job at AB Patterson first up?
Bar a year. I did work at Coomera Anglican for a year when I first came up.
Okay.
Yep.
Taste system.
I did.
AB.
They did from year 5. They went to AB all the way through to year 12. They did.
Yeah.
They loved AB, and really good school under the sort of principalship of Dawn Lang. Was a very good school. Works in the boating industry for 4 years, but then just his passion for aviation just would never go away. So back to Virgin for 20 years now.
Jeez. Changing rival clubs.
Yeah.
Virgin would have been its prime, I think.
It was.
To Australia.
Yeah, it was.
I
Yeah.
actually ran at the university. I was playing rugby, and one of the staff there was one of the physios. I don't even know how she worked in marketing. Said, "Does anyone want to work at the launch of Virgin Airlines?"
Oh, really?
Actually ran the bar.
Oh,
And
did you?
Richard Branson was in. I look back now, just saying, "How did you end up?" at
That's amazing. That's
Every
amazing.
staff member from Virgin across Australia was invited.
Was that in the hangar?
Us in Brisbane.
Was that in the hangar?
It's in Brisbane.
Oh, wow.
And
That's so funny. No, that's good. That's good.
when does TSS into your life?
TSS 12 years ago now, but which just seems like yesterday. It does go really, really quickly. And I think sometimes you get to a point in your career where you just think it's time to move on, to reinvigorate yourself with what you're doing. So not away from education, but just in the place that you're doing that with the people. That happened to me when I was at Bankstown West. It was time to move. And I did a very short interim year before I moved up here at Como West, which was a beautiful school that had burnt down completely in the 1995 bushfires. So that was a really nicely well set up brand new resource school. Yeah. Um, and then I just, yeah, just needed something new. So, and really incredibly grateful that this is where I ended up.
We'll talk about TSS in a moment because I'll jump back quickly to Jeff's passion for aviation,
Mhm.
but then worked in the boating industry.
He did.
Where does the family passion for cruises come in? You guys are the most well-travelled family. Love a cruise ship.
We do. We love cruising. We talked about cruises for years and, just one of those things that cruising wasn't as popular many, many years ago. But, I love Disney.
So I mentioned that because there's Disney cruises.
Well, there are. So many years ago, we decided that was our first cruise, Disney cruise in the Caribbean. Yeah, so we went across to Disney World and jumped on a Disney cruise for 4 days just as a taste tester, and did the Bahamas and the Caribbean and just loved it. Did not want to get off the ship. Went back to Disney World.
Was that original?
That was 4 days because we just thought a taste tester, didn't know how we'd go. Oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
to Disneyland. Sorry.
Back to Disney World after that, and then, we love Disney World, but after the cruise, it was just like, "Oh, this is sort of nowhere near as good as the cruise." It was just a different experience. So
Girls are how old are this?
they're 17.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so and, so just met the kids club criteria, so that was good. They had a ball, and from then on, we've never looked back. We just love cruising. I'm at 25.
25.
I am.
It's like a couple of years.
I am. Yeah, so it's good.
Point I should make to people listening to this is I'm not stalking when I find so can you let the listeners know what your number plate is?
Oh, my number plate is I love Disney.
It stands out. It's Kerrie driving down the ferry road and you see I love Disney, which then I knew you have a passion for Disney. Add cruises in and it's your
I know, right? It is. Perfect. Perfect. So the other perfect is I love Hawaii, my favorite place on earth. And the Disney resort is over there. So I can combine my two loves there as well.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So then being a teacher, and I
Mhm.
say this all the time to aspiring students that aren't sure what they want to do. I say it's a great career, particularly when you're young, because there's holidays and an opportunity, particularly as you get a family, to then go on great
That's true.
propensity to spend, mind you. You go on some great holidays, but you work really hard. I want to ask you, before we talk in depth about TSS and what you've done here, where did you get your work ethic from?
I think my parents, they, even though mum was a stay-at-home mum for the most part, but dad, the whole family, we just really believe that it's important to give back, just both in your profession and in service. And also, yeah, we just believe that, good people just stand up and do what they believe is right and have a passion for something and see it through. Don't give up.
Some students at some of this because following through is really important, but giving back and you give back in spades. Your work ethic is I've never seen it before to a point where it's probably not helping.
Thank you.
Never a big question for what we do for this place and for our boys and for our staff. So let's get to that. You're a teacher at Bankstown, then AB Patterson, a couple of little interns in between. You come to TSS as a classroom teacher.
I did. Yeah, in 2015.
Teaching
Year five with, ironically, Sandy Gipple and another teacher who came across from AB at the same time. We both came together and we both ran year 5 together.
So Jeff stole it from you. So.
5 of us came across that year. Jeff was not popular.
No, I can't imagine. his wife was teaching.
Yes, still is.
That wouldn't have gone down well. Stole everyone except his wife. So,
Absolutely.
so then you teach year 5. When does leadership enter?
Um, 3 years on honours, 3 for honours after year 5, so a year on year 5, 3 years on honours, which I absolutely loved. And then, the deputy head of curriculum sort of went into another area of education, and so I had the opportunity to, in 2018, just sort of take up some of her role in a partial capacity while I was still teaching, and then took on that leadership, and then 2019, it became my role.
Your role, which you've owned. Were you ready for leadership at that point?
I was.
Yeah.
I was. This is my 40th year of teaching.
40, yeah.
Yeah. So I think,
I think 32 years old.
I know, that's crazy. How does that work? Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely was ready for that. I'd had leadership positions on and off across my career in terms of in Sydney as an executive teacher, which became assistant principal, roles, and always had leadership roles and team leaders and so on. So I was ready. Yeah.
And were you naive to how much there actually is outside of the classroom? At that point, did you learn a lot very quickly around just the so many things at play? When you're a classroom teacher, but all
Mm,
that matters is
that's right.
sometimes 32 students sitting in the class, but above that sits a whole lot of work,
Mm,
timetable,
yeah.
culture setting,
Yes.
getting the average teacher up,
Yes.
stepping up, so
Yes.
then the results step up. So were you ready? Did you feel adequate at that time?
I did. However, you still learn. The learning curve is huge, and and you never stop learning. And as much as I believe I was ready, dealing with adults is very different to dealing with children, and both have a lot of pros about them, and but both come with their challenges as well. But also the demands of the role, in terms of the many hats you have to wear. It's massive. So
Exactly. And your day can be plain with all the things you need to work with, the I call them grades, get thrown into your office all the time. Things you just aren't.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah,
Spot's not showing up.
yeah.
Can
That's right.
can something happen on camp? But all things that we're just not prepared for, but you just have to find it.
That's right. So, absolutely, I thought I was ready, but, my learning curve has been steep and continues to be.
You literally find your feet as a leader, and then COVID kicks in.
Yes, I know, I know.
Which to an average year 10 teacher, they're like, "Oh, that's just okay. We
Yes.
teach online for
Yeah,
the year 1
yeah,
teacher,
yeah.
teaching online."
I know. Very different. And one of the most the thing I'm most proud of in COVID, which was the re-timetabling really quickly, but this sounds really silly, but because our little ones need, you know, written materials and so on, not everything's online for them. We set up the drive-through, the pickup drive-through, and parents came through. It was like serving a McDonald's, but we just had book packs for the boys and they came through, and that ran so well, but that was fun and a testament to the staff as well, what they did in that space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what is one thing, and I know you're very humble and you probably can't narrow it down to one and we'll talk about it. What's one thing that you've introduced with the leadership team that you feel has had a big impact on our results? So since you started, coincidentally, we've been the number one NAPLAN in school post-COVID on the Gold Coast. We're in the top 10. And it's not all about NAPLAN, but it is one of the ways we're judged
Mm,
publicly.
it is.
Our results have been outstanding. What's something you've introduced for the listeners that has worked that's raised the average teacher's level from what was maybe a 5 or 6 to then an 8 or a 9? What's something you've done?
I just think the understanding of teachers and the communication of what they need, listening to what they need to build their capacity in wherever their areas of need are. And it's not just my philosophy. Jeff has a very big philosophy on everyone's in. You don't just in service one person or PL one person. It's the team and you do it together. And so it's about consistent language. So when we introduced Big Write, that's had a big impact on our writing results. So, and we all speak the same language. We all talk VCOP right from reception, and those sorts of pedagogical frameworks that you introduce have an impact because we're all on the same page.
So doing coincidentally, we're introduced about when my Mac was coming through.
That's right.
Lived the whole thing from Wednesday nights.
Yes, home talk.
Team talks and preparing for starting with a bang. Great initiatives, memory.
Yes.
There's been so many that you've introduced to set the example for younger boys, but our I think boys' schools naturally gravitate towards numeracy for some reason.
They do.
It comes a bit easier. I think for boys, it's more logical, and
Yes,
boys have mass logical brains. The literacy part isn't as easy to tackle.
definitely not.
You've done a great job. And whether it's a combination of things with introduction to drafts, and some people listening may not even know what some of these things are, but allow our not just our numeracy, but our literacy to start to shine.
Definitely.
Start to become one of the better results. We're talking that time, and they're the things, as I said, we're judged on.
I did.
Reading,
Yes.
being amazing. Is that something you've loved reading, or is it something you've learned at different schools? Was it something AB did better than TSS? It's certainly, I feel like that's something you had a lens on and really improved that space. So
I think reading, it's a passion for me. And as I said, English has always been my passion. But I think reading, having that spotlight on, the importance of reading. And, like people talk about homework. To me, if you did no homework because life got busy, just need to read. It's really, really important. So again, that was about building capacity in terms of running literacy rotations really purposefully in class, so that your reading levels were different. Your boys, everything was differentiated for the boys at the levels that they are working at, and in terms of using data as well to sort of have intervention. And I've been really fortunate that the school has offered, deans now that they can get in and run intervention groups and so on for the boys that really need it, just to give that extra support. But home reading, really important. Online reading, has a different way. You definitely read differently on a screen. And so I am still very much physical book. That's really important to me. And it's just about also parents sometimes think, if you get a home reader, I'm also very much about if the boys like reading a magazine on football, let them read a magazine on football because reading's reading. So it's not about reading about, Tom and Betty going to the shop necessarily if their passion is soccer or if their passion is something else. So,
oh,
yeah.
as long as the physical, particularly the board, is very tactile.
Yes.
So the temptations to grab an iPad or a
Yeah,
computer.
absolutely.
So on books, then give us a book recommendation, a book that you've read that, or your favourite book of all time first.
My favorite book of all time, Wind in the Willows.
Wind in the Willows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kenneth Graham.
a book you've read recently that is a good one for someone. Not maybe you read Wind in the Willows recently.
I actually read Disney Connection, The Ride of a Lifetime, which is the autobiography of Bob Iger, who ran the Disney company for many, many years, and really interesting where he started and how he made his way to where he did. So that was a really interesting one.
And being such a Disney fan, enough place says I love Disney. In fact, you might not know is Walt Disney called Donald Duck after Don Bradman, because there was one test match over in America.
Right.
Walt Disney had this amazing batsman for cricket.
Yes.
He was a baseball fan, Walt Disney, and he turned up with all this hype of having an average of whatever, and he got a duck. So he called
Right.
Donald Duck.
Well, there you go. That's good information. The Australian connection. No, I like it. It's Australian connection.
Fun game.
Okay. Okay.
Talk books and reading and
Yes.
authors. Now, some of these authors you may not know, but these are Australia's, how many have I got on this list? I've got 7 of Australia's best children's.
Okay. All right.
So how it works is it's elimination. So I'll give you 2 names. You have to eliminate one.
Okay.
The name that stays in goes up against the next name.
Okay.
So basically, by the end,
Okay.
we'll have your favourite
All right.
children's author.
All right.
Like I said, you may not know all of them, but I'm guessing you may know some of them. So Sally Rippon.
Hello, I'm Sally Rippon, the author of the Billy B. Brown and Hey Jack series, and we're really excited to have you here in
Goes up against Mem Fox.
Mem Fox.
My name is Mem Fox, and I'm an Australian author, but I have published many of my books in America.
Fox. I think she's going to do well. Mem Fox goes up against Graham Barr.
No, Mem Fox.
Okay. This could be a trickier one. Mem Fox goes up against comedian and author Darden.
And tell you a little bit about my life story, how a kid from war-torn Vietnam ends up in a grand final of Dancing with the Stars. It's a cool story.
No, still Mem Fox, I think. Yeah.
I think she might go with Mem Fox goes up against Alison Lester.
Oh, I think. That's a tough one. Alison Lester. Yeah.
That we were going to call all the finalists today to talk about our poll to find Australia's best children's picture book. But I'm actually calling to tell you that your book, Magic Beach, has won.
Oh, how amazing. Well, you tricked me.
I did trick you.
Oh, that is fabulous news. And how amazing is that I'm at Magic Beach while you're telling me?
That's so nice.
Yeah. Okay, he threw me off then. And Fox goes up against, but she doesn't. Alison Lester goes up against Paul Jennings.
Oh, I still like the Alison Lester books.
Okay,
Yeah.
this could be the toughest one.
Okay.
Alison Lester goes up against for the championship here for your favourite children's author,
Yes.
John Marsden.
Oh, different sorts of books.
Very different.
Very different sorts of books. So I'm going to stick to, and probably because my own children loved, Alison Lester.
I'm with you on that one. John Marsden, I'm surprised made the list. But
Right.
I'll put him on there. The great speaker.
Yes,
Probably didn't have him in the children's book. Written a lot of different.
that's right.
So,
That's right.
Alison Lester, shout out to you. Big Man Fox.
Yeah, she was close.
Now, it's
She was
amazing
close.
how much time flies. We're almost 40 minutes in,
Wow.
and we're in the middle of a work day here, straight after winning that amazing award. What will you look back on when you're all done and dusted? What will you look back on in your teaching career, firstly? What will you be most proud of?
That's tricky.
Apart from your award.
I am really proud of that award, and I am really I'm really grateful to you and to Jeff for letting me be the leader that I want to be. I really am genuinely grateful because I am really proud of the fact that I can work with and beside two people who really believe in me and trust in me. So I'm really proud of that you can give me that trust. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. I'm proud of, this is a little bit off kilter, but I'm proud of Grandparents' Day, which is a legacy to hopefully leave at the school and what we do there. But I'm just really proud of the fact that I've made a difference. The gifts that parents give you, and at the end of a year, as beautiful as they are, and they genuinely are, I keep the cards. And I've got the cards for many years of the things they've written in there about the difference I've made in the life of their son or their daughter over the years. And that's what I'm most proud of.
It's lovely. And you should be proud, Kerrie, because you had a huge impact on our community. And there are many days, but I'm glad you mentioned Grandparents' Day. That's very special. Always clashes with an event.
It does.
That's life at TSS. Advice then for a young female teacher, because the statistics are there's less than 20% of teachers are males. Primary, it's even lower.
Mm-hmm.
But then the overwhelming majority of school leaders are men.
Yes.
School included.
True.
What's your advice for a young female teacher who is very good at her trade, but just for some reason is not wanting to put her hand up to be a leader in school? Because clearly we're not getting the message out there that not only can you be a leader, but you can be an outstanding one at that.
Mm.
Advice for a young female teacher that might jump online and have a listen to some random podcast books and get to the very end. And what's your advice for that?
I guess there's two ways to look at it. You can be the person who's very, out there and sells themselves, or you can be the person who just sort of sits and just does their job because they're passionate and believe in what they do. But I think you shouldn't also hide your light under a bushel.
Mhm.
And I think at some point in your career, you'll know that that's the time for you to actually step forward and say, I've got something really important here to share and to give. And my belief is so strong that it would be really valuable, and I would hope that other people will listen to what I have to give and to share. And maybe that might lead to something in leadership that, that you can then share if you've got that strength and that belief, especially in a particular area, be it curriculum or pastoral. You really have something that you can give back. And so if you're prepared to give back and share with others, and I hope that I've always done that, then, you just never know what might come your way.
Two kinds of people, those that want to go way too early,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sort of like sink
That's true.
Don't put their hand up and wait sometimes too long. I think you nailed it. You were so experienced. The timing was perfect. So I guess part of great advice, and probably part of it too, is don't try to be there too soon.
No. Oh, definitely.
The time will come.
Definitely.
It does, take it with both hands, and don't be, oh, it's not for me, that's for somebody else.
Mm.
If let's forecast now, Grandparents' Day, you're talking about that. If one day just the world worked in some kind of way that one of your daughters had a boy and they ended up with TSS and you're at Grandparents' Day, what advice would you give to that grandson if they were entering TSS at whatever age? What would you say to them to maximise their journey and enjoy themselves? You've seen a lot of success at prep, but you also see a lot of success of what's going on and beyond TSS. What's your advice for a new boy, Jenny?
It is. You are entering a community that is literally a community. So build upon those relationships and grab them, and take them through your journey, which is really important. But it's also about the whole child here. And so it's not just academic, it's sport, it's cultural, it's everything. And so take every opportunity, use it. We are so fortunate here. The people who surround us, the resources we have, the opportunities we have. So just take those opportunities. Do not let them go.
Hope force listen to that. There's so many opportunities. So make
Absolutely.
don't take it for granted. It's a privilege to work with you.
It's a privilege to work here.
In our community as one of our strong female leaders, I should say, but being a strong female leader, you set such a great example for the future of educators. I know education's changed a lot in your
It has. 40 years.
Cruise ships, by the way. It's because you just are part of our wonderful team and you just keep going from strength to strength. And that's what makes my job so easy, to work with leaders like you. You're the second female to jump on our show as well. But as I said, you're the first prep teacher or first prep staff member full-time to jump on the South Report. So thank you for setting a little bit of an example for others.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, and thank you. It's really humbling. And I'm really grateful. I'm very genuine when I say I'm really grateful. So thank you.
Now I said at the start, we'll finish with this because it's the most important. Congratulations on your award.
Thank you.
Very well deserved. I'm so proud of you and our schools for winning that award. We did carry on a little bit too much, but what the heck? Yeah, let's enjoy this.
We did, but it was such a surprise. It was such a lovely surprise. So it was really nice. So thank you again.
Thank you for joining us for episode 8.
There you are.